Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell like this video for me. That helps me to keep making videos. I'd appreciate it majorly. Wanted to just give you an update on the horrible, horrible boat fire in off the coast of Santa Barbara at the Santa Cruz Islands, where 34 people were killed, and the NTSB has just put out a preliminary report, which they said they would do after about 10 days, and I think it's just about exactly 10 days. I think it was the second when that happened. It was the Labor Day weekend. So there's still no word on the cause of the fire, and that investigation I think will take like as much as a year and a half before they, provide a full, complete investigation or conclusion to it. So, but they did say they put out a preliminary report, and they have done so. So, it does indicate that all five crew members, the five surviving crew members, actually that were asleep on the upper deck. I think it's three different decks. The upper deck, middle deck, and then the berth area of the boat where the majority of the passengers were sleeping, and the fire began in the middle deck, the second deck, as I understand it. So, but the five crew members that were asleep on the very top deck were all asleep, and that's you know, I believe procedure requires the boat to have at least one crew member awake at all times throughout the entire night, not just doing occasional rounds, but to stay awake and completely throughout the night. At least one person, and I believe that person's supposed to be remain moving, wandering around the boat just to stand watch so that something like this can't happen, sort of. So. Um, the exact cause of the fire, as I stated, it hasn't been indicated in this report. However, like I knew I saw about a week ago that there were reports of the Coast Guard putting out warnings about charging cell phones on the boats, and it seems as though that might have been the source of the fire. The LA Times reports a phone charger may have sparked the Conception boat fire, and the Coast Guard did put out some kind of warning about recommending that commercial boat operators limit unsupervised charging of cell phones and other electronic devices. And, um, and I'll get to that because they go into power strips as well. And, maybe I'll just get right to the point. I have a feeling, it's just my personal opinion, I have no idea, but I have a strong feeling that it's a combination of the two that caused this fire. That you basically probably had a power strip, which is the source of many fires. I have made a video about a fire at my parents' house that they had, like a summer home that they had purchased, and that just went up in flames, in minutes. But it was started at a power strip, definitely. I mean, they know the cause of it. The fire company department investigated, and after an investigation, that's what they determined was the cause of the fire, was one of those power strips. And but on this boat, I have a feeling, because you had so many, it's a commercial diving vessel with 34 passengers down below, many of them wanting to charge their phones overnight. I bet they use power strips to so that everybody on the boat could charge their phones simultaneously. I have a very strong feeling that that's might have been the cause. Not just the fact they're charging phones, but many at the same time. And any charger, I mean, even this is warm right in here. The charger for my computer, but the charger for the phone, same thing. You feel it at the wall, and it's hot. So, but 10 of them going at once on a power strip, definitely. I think that's just my opinion. But it says five crew members, including the captain, were asleep on the vessel's second deck and survived. The sixth, a 26-year-old deckhand named Allie Kurtz, was sleeping below and perished with the board's 33 passengers. And it does say, they talk about whether or not chargers are going to be coming. it's possible. We just don't know. But they've spoken to experts, attorneys that have dealt with these kinds of matters and other incidents, and what's happened in those situations, and the fact that there wasn't if there was not a night watchman when they're supposed to be, that one of the attorneys that this report spoke to said that could be um, that could be something that leads to charges. And that's possible. So in there, because there's a specific law, Siemens manslaughter, you know, um, where people could be facing charges. The NTSB findings could aid federal authorities conducting a criminal investigation into the fire, who could bring charges under a statute known as Siemens manslaughter. The law was enacted during the 19th century to punish negligent captains, engineers, and pilots for deadly steamboat accidents that killed thousands. So, and then it goes into a description of like how the fire kind of, did unfold once somebody was awoken from it. Uh, Says the Coast Guard has issued additional safety recommendations in the wake of the tragedy, such as limiting the unsupervised charging of lithium-ion batteries and the use of power strips and extension cords. I'm just putting together the two together, power strip, phone chargers, which is what, the lithium ion batteries is what's in a phone, as I understand it. The two of them together, I think that's, again, just my opinion, that what might have caused this. If you've seen my video, it used to be my trailer video on my channel of my parents' home going up in flames. I'm telling you, that's what started it. The power strip. So the NTSB report provided few additional details and noted that investigators have only interviewed 3 of the 5 surviving crew members, which I was surprised to hear. I thought all 5 were interviewed for like hours, in the days immediately following. But apparently only 3 of them have been 3 of the 5 have been interviewed, and I believe the captain hasn't, according to his attorney, but it's not absolutely clear. So, again, investigators have only interviewed 3 of the 5 surviving crew members, who said no mechanical or electrical issues had been reported before the fire. NTSB spokesman Eric Weiss said the Coast Guard asked their investigators to postpone the remaining crew interviews pending an investigation. Attorney Michael Lippman, who represents the boat captain Jerry Boylan, said he does not believe his client spoke with the NTSB. Lippman refused to discuss any facts in the case, whether he had spoken with any federal agencies, or whether he advised his client not to speak with authorities. I would say that he's emotionally devastated, Lippman said. It's a tragedy. The NTSB report did not mention potential charges, which would be part of the criminal probe. An attorney who represented a Maine lobster boat captain charged in the deaths of 2 crew members who fell overboard when his boat flipped in high seas said he suspects prosecutors reviewing the information will ask if there was a watchman, and if not, what the captain had said or done. No watch, a boat that far offshore, Michael Turndorf asked. I think that fits the statute. I would be surprised if those are the real circumstances that somebody doesn't get charged. So basically, that attorney, it sounds to me like, is saying that these circumstances, if the way they're being reported is accurate, it sounds like that meets the statute to bring charges. I mean, that's what it sounds like. So the NTSB says one of the crew members on the upper deck awoke to a noise and saw flames rising from the middle deck. He alerted the rest of the crew as the captain issued a panicked mayday call to the Coast Guard. The crew, finding the ladder to the main deck on fire, jumped down, one breaking a leg in the process. They tried to reach the others through a window but couldn't open it. They were forced to jump overboard when they became overwhelmed by smoke. The captain and 2 crew members swam to the vessel's stern and reboarded the boat, according to the NTSB. They opened the engine room's hatch, but didn't find any fire. With other access routes blocked, they launched the boat's skiff and picked up the other 2 crew members and went to a nearby anchored boat. Once aboard, the captain continued to send mayday calls as 2 crew members returned to the Conception to search for survivors near the burning wreckage. And they just pulled the wreckage right there out of the water yesterday. And that's pretty much the story there. It's pretty awful. So that's it, man. All right, well, thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.